Have you ever felt like politics is just way too complicated? Like you need a manual just to understand what's going on? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're giving you that user guide. I mean, does this sound familiar? It's a question that pops up all the time, especially when an election is around the corner. You hear it from your friends, your family, heck, you probably even thought it yourself. And you know what? It's completely understandable. The whole political system can feel massive, almost overwhelming. It's so easy to feel like you're just one tiny voice in a sea of millions, and that your actions don't really move the needle. But what if I told you that making your voice heard is about so much more than just putting an X on a ballot? The truth is, the political process is way bigger than just a single vote. And today, we're going to give you the essential playbook to navigate it all. So, first things first, let's tackle that big why. Why should you even care about any of this stuff to begin with? This quote from the Honorable Jean Augustine really just nails it. The decisions made by politicians affect, well, pretty much everything, from the quality of your local park to how much tax comes off your paycheck to the huge national issues we all talk about. It really does trickle down into our day-to-day lives. Okay, so we've established it matters. A lot. Now let's talk about something interesting. How you're probably already part of the process, even if you don't realize it. Just think back over the past year or so. Do you feel like you've done anything political? You might be surprised to find out that the answer is almost definitely yes. Let's start with this number, 40%. According to some great research from Samar Canada, that's how many Canadians have signed a petition. So if you've ever put your name on a cause you believe in, guess what? You've taken political action. And it doesn't stop there. Get this, a whopping 55% of us have done volunteer work. That kind of thing, giving back to your community, is a huge piece of the political puzzle. And this one might be the most common of all. Another 40% of us have simply talked about a political or social issue with someone. Yep, that chat you had with a friend over coffee about something in the news, that counts. It absolutely does. So you see, the big takeaway here is that political participation isn't just this one giant event that happens every few years. It's all the small things, discussing, signing, volunteering. These are all powerful, legitimate ways to make your voice heard. So what happens when all these ideas and conversations start to bubble up? Well, people start finding others who see the world the same way they do. And that, right there, is basically how political parties are born. At the very core of every political party is something called an ideology. Now I know, it sounds like a big, complicated word, but all it really means is a shared set of beliefs about how society should work and what the government's job should be. To make it super simple, you can kind of picture these ideas on a spectrum. On one side, you have more socialist ideas, which tend to support more government involvement to make sure things are fair for everyone. And on the other side, you've got more conservative ideas, which usually favor less government, lower taxes, and more private business. And here's a quick snapshot of how those ideas generally line up with Canada's main federal parties. The Conservative Party often champions a smaller government. The NDP puts a big focus on economic equality and strong social programs. And the Liberal Party? Well, they typically try to find a balance somewhere in the middle. Think of them as different teams, each with their own unique playbook. Okay, so you get why it matters, you know you're already a player in the game, and you know about the different teams. Now, let's get to the main event, the election itself. The whole process can seem complicated from the outside, but it actually follows a pretty clear path. It all kicks off with the election call. That's when the old government is dissolved and the race officially begins. Then it's all about getting ready with the voters list, making sure everyone who's eligible is registered. After that comes the part we all see, campaigning, where candidates are out there trying to win your support. That all builds up to the big day, voting, when everyone casts their ballots. And finally, the results, when all those votes are counted up and we have a winner. See? Each step leads right into the next. But hold on, the story isn't over when the polls close, not by a long shot. The results of that vote decide exactly what kind of power the winning party gets to wield. Really, it boils down to two main outcomes. You can have a majority government, which is when one party wins more than half of all the seats. This means they can pretty much pass whatever laws they want. Or you can have a minority government. That's when the winning party gets less than half the seats, so they need to team up and get support from other parties to get anything done.
And here is the final and maybe most crucial piece of this whole puzzle. The outcome isn't just about who gets the most votes across the country. It's about how those votes get turned into seats in the government. The system itself matters. So in Canada, we use a system called first past the post. It's simple. Whoever gets the most votes in a single area wins that seat. The catch is a candidate can win with less than half the votes in their area. The alternative that's often discussed is proportional representation. In that system, if a party gets, say, 30% of the votes nationwide, they get 30% of the seats. It's seen as more representative, but some argue it can make it harder to form a stable government. Which brings us to our final thought for you today. Our first past the post system has been around for a very, very long time. It has its pros, it has its cons. But the big question we want to leave you with is this. In the world we live in today, is it still the best way to make sure every single voice is truly heard?